Let's see if this is working. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to allow some people to come back in. I'm not sure what was going on with that. So let's talk about all right. Let's talk about I took some notes so as to kind of narrow down what I got going on, guys. I want to talk about the San Jose trip. But before I do, what I want to talk about is how, when you're way far ahead in an investigation, how when things pop up, you have to circle back. You can't, you can't keep your head down, and you can't, you can't expect everyone to want to search and dig the same. So for me, what works is when something like this occurs, I like to, I say it all the time, I like to circle back. So when I circle back, what it does is it gives me an opportunity to narrow the timeline, right? So, initially, this is what I have from looking at the San Jose trip. Now, as things could develop from this sighting, these are the angles that I've come up with just since my last video. And it's, when you break it down, there's all these subsections of, what could have transpired. And so the whole thing kind of opens up and shows itself in a different light. Let me text Doug real quick. So this is what I've come up with. The title of the video, of course, is Eyewitness Account Narrows the Timeline. So what that means is when we all just started at, when we all just started at AV's channel, when he was at the neighbor's house, or, the few that were, involved before that. So kind of that was the emergence of what we know as like a timestamp, right? Now, with that, there was issues with the timestamp as far as the time being off. There was also issues with, there was just issues with the timeline from the very beginning, and so there was issues with, why wasn't it called in X amount of time, and all those are still, real valid points to want to hold on to and keep them in play chronologically, but now you're forced to move back with this sighting in San Jose. Now, the San Jose trip, it really gives us a really strong glimpse into what was going on, before video footage emerges, right? So that whole thing, it is going to be covered by a lot of different entities in the way of businesses that have CCTV. There's going to be, traffic cams, the news, they monitor the highways for the viewers and stuff like that. So, there's going to be a lot of information that would be derived from a situation like this. So yes, Janet, there has been another sighting, allegedly. The other sighting was in Bakersfield at a motel establishment. That was that was a few days ago on another outlet. So to narrow down, hey Carol, to narrow down what went on prior to them popping up on the surveillance camera, because I've been told that there's actually video of this, and I was told that the police have it, and someone's trying to gain public access to it, but these things are progressive like they are, that part hasn't happened yet. So there's a whole microcosm of detail that could potentially emerge out of the details that are coming from the alleged sighting, right? So it's a 5-hour trip. Okay, it's a 5-hour trip from generically South San Jose. Now, with it being a 5-hour trip, it is going to cross several different CCTV systems, right? Law enforcement would be well aware at this point, you would think, about all the little towns and different places that they would potentially, have available to stop at or just to drive through and be seen. So, if that alleged sighting is if it's true, if it can be proven true, it will be through, those sort of means. And you have to know that law enforcement is way on top of that. So, they're, forensically, tech-wise, they are, when I say they, I mean the law enforcement, they're way on top of, the moves of the van. They have all that, guys. Now, with this timeline being December 21st, that kind of, with reasonable certainty, tells you that the boys had lived at Cal City at some point, if you believe the narrative that they're in San Jose. So that kind of dispels all that. There was a lot of time wasted on, were they in Cal City? Were they not? Well, the dogs smelled them. I can't say if they call that hard science. I don't know, because they smelled them inside. They didn't smell them outside. So, there's questions in that part of it too. But it stands to reason if they move, if their interest changed in that property sometime in September, mid-September, well, then you have October, all of November, and then half of December. Well, to almost more than half, to the 21st. So, what were the West doing in San Jose becomes this looming dark question, I guess. And that's again not to say that they're involved, one way or another. This is just an honest appraisal of the details that come out of the San Jose alleged sighting. So not only that, guys, but what's really important is it gives us a December 21st, 7 a.m. timeline. Now, one thing that I'm going to put on my list of things to do, and please, if there's someone in the chat that can remind me, and maybe someone's going to jump in the comments and say, "Oh, you big dummy! They already know what place, what time this place opens." But in a roundabout fashion, let's try to find out what time this dollar store opens. If it's a 24-hour dollar store, well, then it stands to reason that they could be there at 7 a.m. If it's not a 24-hour dollar store, then it doesn't maybe stand as much reason that they were, they were even there at 7 a.m. So you have to determine that timeline as well. Now, again, what's the link to San Jose? Well, a lot of people I've been monitoring, a lot of people are saying that, that there's a link to the realtor in San Jose, and that, the realtor must have bought the boys. So that's a wild speculation to throw out there without any sort of evidence, but I get it. I understand why that happens. So could it be possible that, that they were there to, maybe sign that one last document, or to, whatever it could be? Maybe this deal on this house just, to remove speculation. Maybe this thing just stretched out so long that, that's the last piece of paperwork they needed to go sign was right there. That could be in the realm of possibility, right? It's not impossible, right? Let's say that. Now, the public could pressure, if a lot of this data about where this story is, and I know that it's the manager Kelly, or maybe I'm confused. Maybe that was with the motel. But whatever the case is, we narrowed down where was this store, right? Maybe it's probably already out there. I'm sure it's out there because this thing is progressive for everyone. That data just hasn't come across. Maybe I need to, let me look at my phone real quick. Okay, I got to catch up real quick, guys, but I know exactly where I'm at and where I'm coming back to. Well, Janet, yes, and there's a vast area between. I mean, it's a 5-hour stretch, guys. What is that? Roughly. I don't know exactly. Don't cut my neck, but it could be around 300 miles, right? So, just one boy was seen with 2 females. Leandra. Okay. This is the thing. I'm not so much focused on the content of the call, the eyewitness caller, more than I am just the timestamp, right? Doesn't matter who they were with. We know that. I take that back. It does matter who they're with. I apologize for that. It does matter. If they didn't go in the van on the drive, it was parked up all weekend. Truth coming to light. That's a possibility. Supposedly they went to courthouse, if you believe. So yeah, maybe another scenario where we explain away them sleeping in the van, with a life occurrence. Potentially, maybe they got there super late and couldn't get into a hotel or a motel or a Holiday Inn. So all of that is a potentiality. Yes. Hey, Beagle Mama. Thank you. Grocery outlet. Okay. Well, let's find out. Let's scour. And find out where is this location. That will also help us narrow down the exact timeline, guys, on San Jose to Cal City. There's no denying some of the route. Some of the route is no denying it. That it was on a particular highway, right? Now you start getting into these, these little towns and whatnot, and there are different little roads that kind of tributary off, and that again makes it even that much more wide and vast to try to narrow down anything in particular out there at this moment, right? So, Mary Martin's, that's true. Looks like they do carry diapers. I don't know. Freezing her through rainbow pain. That's it, Beagle Mama. So there's papers. That's cool. So then you start to question. It opens up more questioning, right, guys? It's the pandemic, and they never let the other kids go. Okay, I'm going to call Dollar Store, whatever Dollar Store. Yeah, Doug. Good. That's proof of concept, guys. Somebody let's start assigning ourselves roles in this thing, and surely there's CC exactly. Now, truth coming to light, you have to assume that that the police have it. But I do want to ask a question, guys. Now, the lady, I was told, again, I didn't watch it, but through my source that did watch it. I've tried to watch the thing over and over and over, but it's so hard for me to hear. And so I have someone that I trust with everything I own, and they did the transcript for me. So I looked at the transcript, and where we at here? And in the transcript, she said that, she had to try to contact the police 2 times. Now, what question does that raise, guys? Why would, let me plug up real quick. Why would she have 2 times? Why would she have to try 2 times? Now, is that because the police already know that they weren't in San Jose? There's a reason why, there's a reason why it took her 2 times to get that out. Now, one good idea, guys, that I want you to keep in mind, that if things are happening in San Jose, it's good practice to and if they're substantial, right? So from now on, guys, we can start to legitimize some of these leads by how active was the person in trying to establish this lead, right? So did this person call San Jose authorities? And did they also call Cal City? And did they also call Bakersfield? Just to make sure the thing was connected. I implore all of you that if you have data like this, before you do all this, make sure that you contact all the law enforcement agencies that are involved, guys. It's pertinent. So you have to at least know now that her report was taken, and that somebody has either taken her lead to appease her, or has actually it's gotten to the right person and it's being looked at, right? So now, as negligent as KGET is, you have to also know, guys, that we are not the only people that are investigating this thing, right? These news agencies, they have access to what you always hear on TV from a police source, or what that means is a leak. It's a leak, most generally, right? Or in a small fraction of percentage of times, in my opinion, are those genuine organic type leads, right? It's usually, and that in itself kind of shows a certain sort of involvement and bias with the news agencies, right? So you got to know, guys, that if these boys, what is good, what could be better, guys, than a billboard? What could be better than a billboard? Showing the public, because just the people in California get to see these billboards. So KGET News, if these were legitimate sightings, these sightings would automatically become part of the narrative to keep the hope going, guys, right? To keep the hope going. I mean, to keep the hope going right now, they're putting LV and those people online, and that's great to keep the boy's name in the media. You're absolutely right, guys. That is great. Okay, now, I guess I covered that already. Why would law enforcement deny taking her eyewitness account? Now, there are several things that come into play when someone makes a report, right? Now, your background, just like in taking a report from a detective or someone seasoned that's doing these things, they also have to micromanage in the very beginning. Is this a viable lead? Is this the kind of lead that will stand up in court? Does this person's background suggest that they're not a viable source of information to be, thoroughly scoured over, on, under, and through the criminal justice system, right? So, bear in mind, guys, there's always going to be multiple reasons why these investigations are either kept quiet, or certain details in media, aren't widely, just rapidly at our demand, available pieces of media. This is, I'm going to go to the comments for just a minute. Hey, Benny, I just happened to pop on. The lady said her store opened at 7 and they were already waiting. So, now I did hear a report from one of the larger channels that they spent the night in the dollar store parking lot. So with that being said, there should be lots and lots and lots of CCTV footage of the activities in and around the van, because now if they're sleeping in the van, it's no longer used for its standard purpose, which is just sitting in, right? People are going to get out, walk around, potentially maybe stretch their legs, get some air. Maybe if there's diapers involved, you drop a poopy diaper outside because you don't. There's a lot of different angles right there, guys. So let's see where we're at. Yeah, that's it. I'm reading Doug's comment, and I'm assuming that someone said, something about the recording capabilities. Yeah, when you're looking at a commercial DVR situation, you're looking at a much vaster memory, and those things have to be, set up that way, right? That's right, Leanne. Capitol Avenue. But forgive me, guys, I'm not going to do this for a real long time, but I just want to catch up with some of you guys in the chat and see, and I'm going to have a cigarette too, because it's like job well done, right? Like, kind of just change the whole direction. Yeah, you're right. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave you guys with that for an hour or so. I really need to take a nap because I just, my eyes are puffy. Like I can't stop looking at the screen. And so I saw you, Doug. We're going to leave you with that. And what I think, we're going to go live. We're going to just go live and discuss this generally on a panel. And it's going to be a non-biased. We're going to explore all the different angles of this San Jose trip. I want to open this up to the floor up to everybody, and let everybody come in and comment. Now, guys, those of you that want to join the panel, let's remember, let's be very, very respectful. And again, guys, somebody's going to say, "Oh, well, Benny, look at you the past couple of days." Yeah, I got pulled out of character by some of these characters, and I'm back on track, guys. I'm only human, and I'm going to fail the glory of God every time, guys. So we got some stuff we need to look up, and there's still, you guys can see it. We're narrowing it. I mean, my eyes right here are telling you we're narrowing this San Jose thing down to where, we're going to get it in there, right? So I'm going to answer just a couple more texts or chats. Right, Pam. So, it stands to reason that they'd have to take the dog out to, 1 and 2 and all of that. So there's going to be some activity outside that van that you can be for damn sure you're not going to pull up really hardly anywhere anymore in a shopping center and not fall victim to somebody's lens, right? She said it didn't rain any. Okay. These charges that the lead investigator is on. I can't speak. We're not looking to involve the police or looking to them or their charges. Right. We'll help. Thank you, Jules. Thank you. Thank you, Leanne. It's such a rapid, it's like, forgive me, guys. I wasted like two days entertaining the riffraff online, and I got away from my core mission for a moment, and that was these boys. All of that was, to just try to inform people, like, be careful of the Columbia House scam, right? Like, just be careful, right? Like, there's ways to do this thing. Don't think that, your $20 doesn't count or doesn't matter. Like, all of it matters, guys. And I'm not talking about to me. I'm like someone, okay, I want to give someone else a job. And I'm going to get on this too, because it's really important, guys. Let's find out what you have to do to donate money. And let's find out what's the least amount of money you can donate. Okay? Because if you know, just find out, guys. And does that real live time ticker move when we just put $20 in? Can 5 of us go over and put in $20 a piece or $100 a piece and put a dent on the reward? Like, let's find out there's tangible things there we can touch and we can figure out without skepticizing or anything, right? So let's do some of these things, guys. Yeah, let's stay off the cops, guys, because we just don't know. Thank you, Lady of Angels. Right. No, Valerie, there's some confusion about that part, and I think you just need to dig a little harder, sweetie. That's all. So that's it, Lady of Angels. You know, let's find out this. It's, you know, we can find out really quick. Like, if you have a hard time getting through to the organization that's taking rewards, I don't want to say that's the issue or the potential, but all things, you know, all things are possible, right? So I like transparency too, right? I like to see that when, you know, I mean, look, it's not about making $500 on a live, guys. It's about keeping, see, Doug and I have a unique relationship. I can do a lot of this work because I'm outside of the game, right? And we can do different things together, and then he can go real time and you know, boots on the ground and do that, right? Where a lot of these guys, you know, I don't know what they got going on, right? Like you'll hear other channels say, I don't know him personally, like, you know, Duty Ron says, I don't know him personally, so I can't, like, right? So, you know, if I think if your persona online was A1, it would be pretty easy to say, hey, you know, he's a sturdy, you know, solid guy, right? So, guys, you know, they're hello, Sharon Stevenson. Thanks, Doug. I just, you know, you got to appease. What I try to do is to please 100% of the people 100% of the time, and I'm quickly realizing that you just cannot do that, right? So, guys, the core-based team that's in the live right now, let's find out how hard or easy it is to take money. And when we pay money, somebody find out, send me the link in the chat. I'm going to donate some money, and I'm going to get a receipt and see what this process looks like when we donate the money, right? So let's do that, guys. Let's handle that part. How hard or easy is it to donate the money? Let's start triangulating all that we know about San Jose to Cal City. Let's really entertain this thing for a minute. Now let's rule in the sighting or rule out the sighting, and we all have the power to do that, guys. So I implore you all. Now, yeah. No, I get it, Teresa. You know, but we don't know when they stopped at the outlet, right? Because there's been some talk or some redirection, rather, to me, that they stayed the night at the shopping center. So, absolutely, right? Janet Lynn, it also makes sense that being an ex-cop, he doesn't want to entertain the riffraff. He doesn't really want to, you know, be socially seen with the riffraff. I get it. You know, I get it. That's it. So, yeah, guys, start looking at the angles between San Jose and Cal City. We've got new timelines, new timestamps, but based upon when they could have left and got there, it's a shifting block. We know 5 hours is the travel time. So when did they leave? When did they arrive, right? Now, Doug and I are going to get on here in a little bit, and we're going to really break it down. It's going to be, I can go in about an hour, you guys. So be looking out. I'm not going to say it's going to be in an hour, but it's going to be in that realm. So everybody be looking out. God bless you all. And if you guys have any questions, you can email me at altitude, like up in the air, altitudefilms@gmail.com, films with a Z. You know, give me some time to answer them all, and I'll try to get to all of them, guys. So get ready for the next class. It'll be in the next hour and a half, 2 hours, and we're going to really explore and break into this whole, you know, new narrative that we've got out here, because we're only led to assume that all these other channels are doing that same thing too. So let's try to include or exclude or poke holes in the science or whatever, and let's get our community back on track, guys. So I love all you guys, and remember, the evidence of absence is not the absence of evidence. I love all you guys from Dallas, Texas. Doug, I'll call you here in just a second. Moderators, thank you very much.